Yeah, so the young man from Singapore is continuing his form. This has been a very nice effort indeed in rack 1.
Oh my, that was unexpected to say the least. What a nice opportunity for Geronimo.
Yeah, and that's going to test his mettle a bit now moving forward, because when you miss a ball like that, that's worrying. Rodrigo Geronimo. He's going to steal this opening rack.
That he is, Carl.
Rodrigo Geronimo wins the first rack.
Would like an angle on this purple to ease traveling up for the green 6. It does look like he's fallen a bit straight, Carl. So he'll have to possibly accept a bit more work or let his stroke out. See what he chooses. Well, he tried to cheat the pocket there and draw back to the rail and out. And a lovely sight for Yapp.
So both players missing an easy ball. I mean, he's cued that terrible, it has to be said. Sure, there's going to be plenty of drama as this unfolds.
Well, a welcome sight for Rodrigo Geronimo. Naturally, that ball just hung up in the jaws. Take another look at it here. Reminder of these 4 1/4 inch pockets, Carl Kelly. They're tight.
And try and get this. He'd love to just miss the 7 ball kicking from behind and try and get the 2 on the top rail. There's always a chance that can happen when you're kicking that way, so he will have known that.
On that shot, the worst of it is when it hits the jaw and comes back. That's every player's worst nightmare from that shot, and it's a danger.
Kelly, do you like a slow roll here of sorts? It's
never really like a slow roll, to be honest with you. No, it makes it a lot more difficult. I think he's going to have to play it with power, yeah.
Yeah, very well said. And has he circumvented the black 8 ball? It is close. Believe he has. What a beauty that was, Carl.
Yeah, that was an absolute exhibition shot there from Yapp. Because if he hits the 5 first, he might not get a look at this. He'd love to just flick the pink ball. Well, how do you like that for a shot?
That was really lovely. Flick it he did, Carl.
The purple 5 up into the top corner. And I think that might be his best route, to come round the angles and play it in that pocket. But no.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I'm sat here.
Initially, I thought that's what he was playing, but he traveled rather effortlessly just next to the 3. And they're all setting nicely now, aren't they?
Absolutely. Let's blame the TV monitor that didn't look like we thought, you know?
It's always the monitor's fault. We know this.
That's right.
fallen ever so slightly short of the mark. Should be okay. Has to stretch a bit. Beautiful. Geronimo slides into a 4-3 lead. Really touchy here, thus the extension called, giving it the respect it deserves. Anytime you have to cut the initial ball, playing a combination, especially into these devilish pockets, 4 1/4 inches, really is hard to convey just how difficult the equipment is here this year. And as you guys said,
it's just weird because if he had to pot the 4 ball and the 9 wasn't there, he'd pot it every day of the week, but it's so hard to just pick a point on the object ball.
I've tried every method out there, and I'm really, you'd think over the longer we play, that the better we'd get at them, and I've just not.
The best I've ever seen at them is Darren Appleton.
Judd and Jack. He is set to play the 5-9 into that same pocket that he missed the 5-9 last rack. Hopefully those demons aren't entering his mind, lining it up intently.
Well, he's pretty straight on to it here by the looks of the angle of his cue there. Yep, nice shot.
Bravo. Yapp ties it up at 5-5. He's over this ball awfully quickly. He seems to see the route right away.
Beautiful shot. The Filipinos, they are known for their kicking ability, and that was, well, that was right from the top draw, that one.
Yeah, that was lovely.
That'll work. Can just force this ball over. And you see, nice angle. To leave a simple 9 to open up a 3. Flying off 4 rails. And then he just rolls it in off 1.
You know, it shows the confidence to be willing to settle for this devilish thin little cut here on the 8. But he was very much respecting that 4 1/4 inch pocket that has posed so many problems, especially the sides this week. They're so small. Great little angle here of just how tough this shot is. Has to be struck relatively perfectly. He'll travel back and forth for the 9 in the same pocket. And he's just hit that remarkably well. Needs to settle though.
It does need to settle. So he's going to be playing a bank shot, you would think, here into the side pocket. He'll go close to this as well. He will definitely go close to this. Sometimes you do see the 9 hit one of the points and go up table into the top left. I'm not saying that's going to happen now, but now and again.
Is he tying the cut, Carl? Oh, he's banking it, like you said. Aloysius, yeah.
The crowd like that one.
That they did. In rack 14, Yapp has slid into a 9-5 lead. And that's the first smile I've seen from the young Singaporean this match. He's serious business, but naturally that.
So good things can happen.
Oof, good call, Carl. He did flirt with that side pocket. And once again, young Aloysius Yapp returns to the table. The 9-5 lead. Desperate to clear these and find himself on the hill to advance to the semifinals here in the 2021 US Open.
Just going to roll this ball in and get the cue ball running in between this little gap. Now if he's too straight, or this is tight in the side, he'll play it up into the top. Playing it up into the top is not the end of the world, but if it goes in the middle at ease, he'll play it in the middle as well. Either or would be fine for Yapp. Needs an angle.
Yeah, we heard that little tap of the chalk.
I think he's certainly overhit it to the ideal position they were looking for. He's got some angle though. Let's see what he does with it.
Do you favor forcing this one, Kelly, or a high ball?
I think he's going to have to. Yeah, I think he's going to force it. Yeah, the tables are playing nice. It was manageable.
Nicely struck there.
Just going to pop this 7 and come over to the side of the table where he stood. See how he uses the second rail there as well.
It just shows you though how a match can just turn around from 1 or 2 little shots. Began with Rodrigo, bad jump, you know, a couple of positional errors, and to be honest with you, Yapp's played very smart, took his chances, but also played great safeties when, you know, he had an option to take on a bit more of a risky pot. So I think he's definitely matured to a great player and plays very smart pool.
Well, indeed, Kelly. And with that 9-ball down, Aloysius Yapp finds himself on the hill. Above the 8, you're saying, Carl?
In between the 8 and the side pocket.
In between the 8 and the side, and across for the 7 in the bottom right is what Carl is espousing. And that's exactly what Mr. Yapp is doing, pleading with the ball to settle with a little tap of the fingers. And he's going to go for a little wipe down. He feels it, Kelly. He's
So would I be.
Yeah.
You can just tell with the crowd and all, they've really got invested in this match. Each shot,
indeed.
bank shot, safety shot, they're getting real involved.
Oh, beautiful little stroke there.
Yeah, this is pretty good from Yapp.
Up slightly high, maybe just slightly.
Come on.
He's happy with any angle, as long as it's the right angle this way.
Slow rolls it in beautifully. A little fist pump there, sigh of relief. He's fallen absolutely perfect on that 9-ball. Aloysius Yapp on to the semifinals of the 2021 U.S. Open. What a player, and frankly, what a match. A few hiccups, but he played great. Continued to show his form, Carl.
Yeah, he did indeed. He played a lot of nice safety shots. He stayed patient to the game and the task. Aloysius Yapp, 25 years of age, from Singapore. He's in his first US Open semi-final.
Just gotta like the results. The difference between him and Carlo, he really unloaded on the rack. Carlo didn't really put as much into it.
You do that every time, Jeremy, and your best friend is the bank manager.
Yeah, I don't know if he can hold the cue ball here for the purple in the side. Yeah, it looked like to me he had to really move the cue ball some. He wants that to slow down. He doesn't want to get steep on the purple. No, he's going to be just fine. A little lighter on the draw stroke than he wanted there. Another 3 or 4 inches really makes this a piece of cake. And look at Dennis Akula with a combination to get to the semifinals over Maximilian Lechner.
Yeah, the Austrian goes out. Oculio wins 11-7, so he will supply the opposition for Aloysius Yapp in the last 4.
Noayuki wins the 3rd rack.
That was a rapid rack from Noayuki, thanks to the forcefulness and the effectiveness of his break-off.
And that's how nice it is. I think he's left a small piece of the 3-ball. I'm kind of looking down the barrel of the table right here. The screen kind of fooled me, but it's so tough that always electing to kick at the ball anyways. Great hit as long as he doesn't scratch.
Stroke.
Wow.
Ball in hand.
Always that danger on that
Start the
particular
clock, please.
type of shot. Still has to consider himself unlucky, mind you.
And I'll tell you, if he hits it correct, medium speed, he could slide the cue ball back by the 8 for a little bit of safety as well. It's got to come 2 rails. Maybe has to draw it a hair. Yeah, that's what. Oh, look at that. That's a great view. There we go.
Noayuki loving life, loving that shot. Off a couple of rails, and Jeremy Jones spied what he would do. Well, 2 of the 3 racks he's won. He's done so in spectacular fashion. The first one, potting 4 balls off the break. And there, that 1-9 combination with double contact on cushions beforehand. He's got this reputation, quite rightly, for being a laugh a minute.
Well, that little footage there has a lot to do with why Fedor does so well, though. You know, kind of shakes that miss off, appreciates the moment, and then he'll get back to business when he gets a chance. But that's the real question. When will that be? Oh, my. Just as soon as I open my mouth. That's the one thing when you're really going to unload, a little miss hit really offers the cue ball to get lost in one of those sides. So we'll see what kind of damage, of course, Fedor can do, not only in this rack, but he's hoping future racks.
Come December the 25th, this is the kind of layout that Santa brings to well-behaved young pool players.
He's got to roll forward, I think, and take the 8 in the side.
There's something about this shot that says to me, train your eyes on it. I think this could be vital either way, and I'm not entirely convinced it's going to find the target. I had little faith. It was misplaced right into the heart of the pocket, although still work to do.
Yeah, plenty, and a much more confident stroke there than I saw on the 6. I was really, really shocked that he didn't try to get more out of the cue ball once we saw there was a little angle on the 6, but this shot here is definitely a type that can be missed. He's got to power the cue ball around 3 rails into a small side pocket with the 8. Oh, wow. Oh, wow, what a fluke that was. Jeez, he caught the point and it slid straight down the rail in the corner.
A fluked 8 ball, all crushing for Oy. For a nanosecond, embarrassing for Gorst, but he's over it now.
Yeah, and over the 9 he is. He's got to let that go.
Fedor Gorst wins the rack.
Have we seen a big turning point there? Lady Luck came down and anointed Fedor Gorst. The difference between 4-4 and 5-3. He can afford to laugh. I think Noayuki might want to cry.
Yeah, always seen it all before. Watch this just jet into the corner. Wow. And that all started with that poorly struck 4 ball getting on the 6. He got a little out of line on the 6.
He's such a popular figure, Noayuki. I think he's got the bulk of the support.
Extension, please.
On table 2, by the way, it's now 4-2 for Johan Chur over Carlo Biardo. It was 4-1. Biardo has just won rack 6.
One unique thing about our sport is a lot of the amateur players and fans can get next to our top players and get to know them a little bit more than you'd see in other sports. And not only is it always so fun to watch at the table, and then after winning matches it gets only better, but sure is one heck of a nice guy as well, just like the guy at the table. And that's kind of why I was wondering about the bank he played on the one with the light speed. He's got to know if he doesn't make it and he lets Oy see the one, he's going to have the worst of it.
Foul stroke, illegal contact, ball in hand.
We'll get a look here at the 6 ball. That looks like maybe
Start the
the
clock,
only
please.
concern. It doesn't go in the lower right, I don't think. We'll see if it goes in the lower left, and Oy's not really taking much time to look at it, so I'm guessing, yeah, it's pretty open. To get to this point, you know, that had to be a high rate for any of these players. First things first, talk about the great game of American pool. It's about pocketing the ball. Everything else comes afterwards, and back to that faster pace, which I think is going to bode well for him. Saw the last rack get a little hairy with a little, maybe thinking a little too much.
There's no doubt about it. He's picked up the pace. I noticed it against Sanchez Ruiz earlier on. I think he was in the 7th rack. He was literally bouncing around the table, knocking them in with almost total abandon.
Yeah, we lost both Spaniards in the last round, and hats off to those guys, always down in there, it seems like. And Oy back to 2 games. You know, these types of events, of course, there's more coming with Matchroom pool and just everything that's going on in pool, but just the element of the event alone creates a little pressure along with that U.S. Open title. I think the paycheck is just kind of like a bonus for these guys. Don't get me wrong, it's nice money. It's maybe some of them the biggest purse they'll ever win. But really, that trophy and saying you're a U.S. Open champion can't explain what that means.
Well, we talk about him all the time as being a great character, and that is true. In this match, he's showing great character in another sense. The gap is 3 once more, and the quizzical look on Fedor Gorst's face, that's all about the break-off. There's a natural exuberance about him.
Yeah, another shot that he really excels at, a full hit on the long shots. Oh my.
After what we've been saying, we can't say he rushed it because that's the pace he's been playing at, but that's one that's got away and one that could haunt him.
No, he's left it long and tough. Don't think Fedor should go for this myself. I'd try to put him on the back of the 5-6 right here, banking the 2 off the top rail, back down, going to the left side rail with the cue ball. And then it looks natural to come 2 rails back at the 5-6. Looks like he's going for the pocket. Oh, great stroke. This is going to get down below the 3, it looks like, and very difficult. Oh no, behind the 9, even worse. Well, now we'll get to see what most know him for with the jump cue. Don't bet against him in this spot here, Phil. He's a big favorite to make this. Did he get an angle for the side pocket to shove the cue ball up at the 5-6 here and maybe run these balls? He may end up getting a 4-9 combination, that being Fedor. Well, it looks like maybe he's not putting him behind the 5-6. He's got to be, right? Yeah, just like that. I thought the 4 would have a little more pace coming down the table, but very difficult kick shot now for Oy, and one that he can't put a whole lot of pace on. He's got to come 2 rails, it looks like, kind of right before the side, maybe half a diamond before the side, something like that. looked at is, should I retie the 5-6 up and give up ball in hand here? This is one that usually comes short. Ooh. Wow.
Foul stroke, illegal contact, ball in hand. And start the clock, please.
You can feel the tension.
Extension, please.
Taking his extension on the 9 ball. Is this advisable? Doesn't want to break his own rhythm. The stroke wasn't exactly smooth, but the result was what he desired. Incredible stuff from Noayuki Oi. A dry break from Fedor Gorst, and then the Japanese player pounced. Anything's missable. Anything is missable still. The shoulder was dipped. The nerves were there, but now he's a 9 ball away from being in the last 4 of the US Open. Oi, the pressure here is no joke.
Yeah. Routine in the practice session. Not so much in the US Open.
Japan celebrates. Fedor Gorst, 2 years removed from being the world 9-ball champion, is vanquished, and here he goes, putting on the show. He did so on the table, now he's doing so with his celebrations. It's always good to see Noayuki Oi have a deep run into a tournament.
Me mind cutting, more fighting. I get to win. Believe, get to win there. Yeah! My name is Noayuki Oi from Japan. 変なおじさんだから変なおじさん変なおじさんだから変なお